We live within a framework of existence that most of us accept blindly, a reality presented by our senses, verified by our social structure, and solidified by our habits. This framework feels absolute, fixed, and external, like an unchangeable stage upon which our lives play out. Yet, what if the greatest deception is not a secret hidden by governments or corporations, but the subtle, persistent lie that the world you perceive is the total sum of existence? This script is a meticulous breakdown of the invisible architecture supporting your life, revealing the profound truth that the universe is far more participatory and fluid than the limited model currently programmed into your mind allows. Prepare to journey beyond the surface appearances of the physical world and into the dynamic quantum landscape where consciousness is the primary force, and matter is merely crystallized intention. We are not just discussing theory, we are outlining the practical mechanics of personal sovereignty and creative power. The moment you truly integrate this knowledge, that reality is an instantaneous co-creation driven by your internal state. The limits you once accepted will dissolve, opening the door to a life of genuine abundance and infinite possibility. The shift we are describing is not a gentle intellectual evolution, but a tectonic shift in self-identity. It requires courage to dismantle the comfortable illusion of objective reality and embrace the dizzying, exhilarating truth. The external world is a mirror reflecting the quality of your inner energy. This deep realization is the key to unlocking the power of manifestation, allowing you to move from passively experiencing the world to actively programming it. Before we dive into the hidden mechanisms of perception and the quantum secrets of existence, take a moment to confirm you are ready for this truth. We encourage you to watch this entire script, to absorb the cumulative power of these insights. If you are here seeking deeper truths and ready to transcend the ordinary, let us know where you are watching from. Tell us your city in the comments below, and prepare for your perception of reality to change forever. The common human assumption is that reality is an objective, universal constant, a pre-existing environment that we individually observe and react to. This belief forms the bedrock of our societal structures, scientific methods, and personal philosophies, establishing the idea that everything external to us possesses an undeniable, fixed truth. However, this widely accepted view fails to account for the extraordinary complexity of human perception, which acts less like a clear window onto the universe and more like an aggressively personalized editing suite, constantly filtering, interpreting, and excluding vast amounts of data to create a coherent, albeit extremely limited narrative. This limited model of reality is constructed from three primary intertwined forces: the hard wiring of our five physical senses, the deep, often inherited beliefs assimilated from our cultural environment, and the persistent loop of conditioned thought patterns established in early life. These factors combine to build a complex, internal simulation, a map of reality, that we mistake for the actual territory. For example, our eyes only register a tiny fraction of the electromagnetic spectrum, meaning the vast majority of radiant energy, which plays a massive role in the functioning of the universe, is entirely invisible to our foundational tools of observation. The result is a self-reinforcing echo chamber. We seek out information and experiences that confirm our existing map, effectively ignoring or dismissing any data that challenges the boundaries of our conditioned reality. If you were raised in a scarcity mindset, your internal filtering mechanism will consistently prioritize data points that confirm financial constraint, overlook opportunities for abundance, and interpret minor setbacks as proof of inescapable hardship. This is the definition of a closed-loop system, where belief dictates perception and perception reinforces belief, trapping the individual in a self-imposed prison of limited potential. To break free from this cycle and begin to perceive the wider, more energetic reality, we must first acknowledge the profound limitations of our current operating system. This journey of realization is the most crucial step toward true self-mastery, demanding the intellectual honesty to question every assumption that currently defines your limits. If this exploration is opening your mind to new possibilities, don't miss our next deep dive into the nature of consciousness, ensure you are subscribed to our channel and have notifications turned on. The challenge lies in the fact that our senses evolved for survival within a dense material environment, prioritizing immediate threats and tangible resources, not spiritual insights or the recognition of subtle energies. This biological imperative means the default human setting is fundamentally biased toward the material. We believe what we see, touch, and measure, discounting the vast unseen infrastructure of energy and intention that gives rise to the physical world. This materialist bias makes it incredibly difficult to grasp the reality of non-physical manifestation. Consider the role of language and social conditioning. The moment we assign a label to an experience, we place it within a defined conceptual box, limiting its meaning and energy. Societal norms regarding success, relationships, and health are not universal truths. They are collective agreements. Agreements that, when accepted unconsciously, become strict rules governing what is possible within your personal field of experience. If society dictates that success requires a specific type of struggle, your mind will automatically filter out easier, more joyful paths to abundance. The true foundation of reality is not the material objects we see, but the dynamic, energetic fields that underlie them. When we confuse the reflection, the material world, with the source, the energetic blueprint, we are attempting to manipulate the effects rather than the causes. This explains why relentless effort often yields meager results. We are trying to force physical change without first shifting the deeper, more fundamental structures of belief and energetic alignment that actually govern the outcome. The internal model we rely upon is a protective mechanism, designed by the ego to maintain stability and predictability, but stability often comes at the steep cost of expansion. If your reality model doesn't permit radical shifts, rapid healing, or sudden abundance, your subconscious mind will work tirelessly to veto any experience that threatens that comfortable, familiar stagnation. Recognizing this defense mechanism is the first essential step toward liberating your inner potential, allowing you to consciously redesign the architecture of your experienced life. The liberation begins with the simple, profound realization that the feeling of absolute certainty about your current reality is merely the efficiency of your internal programming. It is not an accurate reflection of the universe's boundless potential. The moment you observe this programming at work, the biases, the filters, and the limitations, you create a space between the stimulus and your response, a space where conscious choice and genuine reality construction become possible. Our eyes and ears do not simply record external data. They are highly specialized transformers, converting waves of energy into electrochemical signals that the brain must then interpret. This process is not a passive reception, it is an active construction involving the filtering of unimaginable quantities of raw information. The brain acts as a drastic reduction valve, eliminating an estimated 99.9% of sensory data simply to prevent immediate overload. What you consciously perceive as the world is actually the compressed, heavily summarized version deemed essential by your lower brain structures. This filtering mechanism is profoundly influenced by the subconscious mind, which utilizes deeply ingrained emotional memories and belief systems to prioritize incoming data. If a specific color, sound, or situation is linked to a past trauma or an unmet need, the subconscious highlights that energy signature, bringing it into conscious focus, often distorting the perceived reality in the process. The world literally shifts its hue based on the emotional state of the observer, meaning your internal landscape is constantly dictating which external signs you register and which remain invisible. The subconscious, in essence, is interpreting energy before the conscious mind even receives the filtered visual or auditory output. It doesn't see objects. It registers frequencies, intentions, and energetic fields. This is why people who are grieving often see expressions of loss everywhere, while those focused on abundance suddenly notice opportunities and supporting synchronicities that were always present but previously outside their field of conscious recognition. Perception is therefore not about seeing what is there, but about allowing into focus what resonates with your dominant vibrational frequency. This process creates what psychological models call the reality tunnel, a personalized, unique version of the world that perfectly aligns with the individual's internal programming. Two people can witness the exact same event, a business failure, a relationship ending, and assign radically different meanings to it because their subconscious filters are prioritizing entirely different aspects of the event's energy signature. One person sees catastrophic loss, confirming a belief in struggle. The other sees a necessary redirection and new opportunity, confirming a belief in benevolent unfolding. The mechanism for creating this personalized world involves the brain actively filling in the gaps left by the filtered data. When information is missing, the brain doesn't leave a void. It projects expectations, memories, and desired outcomes into that space to create a seamless, believable narrative. If your internal expectation is struggle, your brain will proactively interpret ambiguous signals as signs of impending difficulty, effectively manifesting the very struggle it was predicting by conditioning your subsequent emotional and behavioral responses. Furthermore, the act of labeling and judging an incoming experience instantly anchors its energetic potential. Before the judgment, this is good or this is bad, the energy remains fluid. The moment the conscious mind assigns meaning, that energy crystallizes into a perceived reality that must now be dealt with. This highlights the powerful, often unrecognized moment of creation that occurs between the reception of raw energy and the resulting human experience. We are not just viewers, we are the editors and narrators who finalize the reality stream. If you desire a radical shift in your material experience, more abundance, better relationships, greater joy, you must first look not at the external circumstances, but at the internal filtering process. What is your subconscious prioritizing? What are the old tapes of scarcity or unworthiness that are currently acting as powerful data suppressors, systematically blocking the flow of supportive, high-frequency information that surrounds you every moment? This realization fundamentally changes the definition of self-improvement. It ceases to be a battle against external circumstances and becomes an internal audit of the filtering mechanism. The goal is to consciously adjust the lenses through which you view the universe, tuning them to frequencies of possibility, trust, and alignment, thereby allowing the full spectrum of available energetic reality to stream into your awareness. By training your attention and intentionally seeking evidence of support, grace, and unfolding opportunity, you are essentially reprogramming your perception filter. This is not mere positive thinking, it is the strategic, powerful intervention of consciousness, choosing a higher resolution reality and instructing the subconscious mind to prioritize the detection and manifestation of supportive, life-affirming signs and synchronicities. Stepping beyond the limitations of classical physics and sensory filtering, the quantum realm offers the most profound evidence that reality is not fixed. At the subatomic level, the solid, predictable world dissolves into a swirling field of pure potentiality and probability. Particles do not exist in a definite location or state until they are observed. They exist everywhere simultaneously as a wave function or a cloud of potential. This principle, known as superposition, is the definitive proof that reality is fundamentally fluid and responsive. The concept of the observer influence is perhaps the most revolutionary finding of quantum mechanics. The very act of focused, conscious observation, or more accurately, conscious expectation, is what collapses the wave function, forcing the boundless potentiality of the field into a specific, measurable particle state. This means that consciousness is not merely an emergent property of matter. It is the foundational mechanism through which unmanifest potential is rendered into manifest physical reality. This quantum perspective reveals that every moment is a negotiation between boundless energetic potential and the selective power of consciousness. The universe is not delivering predetermined outcomes. It is presenting an infinite array of probabilities, and your dominant emotional state and focused expectation determine which specific reality field is activated and brought into material existence. Your internal landscape acts as the tuning fork that selects the corresponding external reality channel. Non-locality, the phenomenon where interconnected particles instantly influence each other regardless of physical distance, shatters the illusion of separation and isolation. This indicates that at the deepest levels of existence, everything is fundamentally linked within a unified field. Have you ever experienced a strong feeling or synchronicity that later proved to be true, defying logic or distance? Tell us about your most powerful moment of non-local connection in the comments below. The power of this realization is staggering. If matter is merely stabilized energy derived from probability fields, and if your conscious intent influences this stabilization, then your thoughts and beliefs are not abstract internal musings. They are specific, high-frequency instructions sent directly into the quantum field, actively determining the structure of your immediate experience. They are the hidden operators of your personal reality simulation. Understanding this allows us to shift our focus from desperately trying to fix or control external situations to refining the quality of our internal instruction set. If your reality currently reflects hardship, it is not because the universe is cruel, but because your deeply held beliefs are constantly instructing the quantum field to prioritize and manifest the probability field aligned with struggle and limitation. The fluid nature of quantum reality dictates that the past is also only a stable reality because of our continued belief in its fixed state. By consciously shifting our interpretation of past events, seeing them not as irreversible failures, but as necessary data points for future success, we energetically restructure the past in the present moment, thereby altering the probability fields for the future. True transformation involves rewriting not just the future, but the perceived meaning of all time. Quantum physics grants us permission to discard the outdated Newtonian model of a mechanical, predictable universe. Embrace the understanding that you are immersed in a living, intelligent field that responds instantaneously to the subtle modulations of your emotional energy. The universe is not waiting for you to complete a task. It is waiting for you to achieve alignment. When you internalize the quantum truth that you are surrounded by infinite probabilities and that your consciousness is the collapsing mechanism, you move beyond simple hope and into active creative certainty. Your identity shifts from being a victim of circumstance to being the sovereign architect standing at the interface between the formless and the formed. Beliefs are not passive opinions. They are sophisticated, reality-generating codes operating at the energetic level to structure the possibilities available to you. These thought patterns, particularly those held with strong emotional conviction, act as powerful attractors, drawing corresponding experiences, people, and opportunities from the quantum probability field into your material life. If a deep, core belief states that money is hard to earn, your subconscious mind initiates a powerful energetic program that systematically filters out easy paths to abundance and amplifies situations that validate the difficulty of financial gain. The structure of your experience is meticulously shaped by these internal programs. For example, in relationships, if you hold an unconscious belief in unworthiness, you will subtly emit a frequency of unavailability, which prevents harmonious, supportive partners from entering your reality field. Or, if they do enter, the belief code will trigger behavior that destabilizes the relationship, confirming the original feeling of unworthiness. This is the precision of belief programming at work. It manifests the exact emotional experience it is designed to perpetuate. Crucially, the universe does not respond to what you logically want. It responds flawlessly to what you energetically believe to be true about yourself and the nature of reality. Many individuals intellectually desire abundance, but emotionally and subconsciously hold the belief that they must struggle or that wealth corrupts. The subconscious program, being the stronger foundational code, overrides the conscious desire, ensuring the persistent manifestation of scarcity or struggle simply because the underlying belief must be validated in the physical realm. These beliefs create powerful energetic boundaries around your field of potential. If your belief structure dictates that a certain level of success is impossible for someone of your background, the universe respects that instruction implicitly, and you will not see the signs or opportunities that exist just outside that self-imposed boundary. To access a higher octave of reality, one defined by ease, grace, and rapid abundance, you must first audit and reprogram the fundamental self-limiting code that governs your permissions within the universe. This reprogramming requires diligent observation of your emotional and mental landscape, particularly during moments of stress or decision-making. These are the flashpoints where the true, deep-seated beliefs, the codes running beneath the surface, are revealed. When faced with a potential opportunity, does the immediate emotional response shift to fear, hesitation, or self-sabotage? That emotional response is the active execution of a limiting belief program, revealing the exact area that requires conscious rewriting and energetic replacement. The replacement process involves choosing new, expansive beliefs and, critically, feeding them with corresponding high-frequency emotions like gratitude, faith, and certainty. A new belief, such as "abundance flows to me effortlessly," must be coupled with the genuine felt sense of gratitude for that reality, as if it were already true. This emotional conviction is the power source that activates the new code and begins the process of manifesting the corresponding reality structure. By intentionally programming beliefs that are fully aligned with your highest vision, you change the structure of your reality from the inside out. Your thoughts cease to be random fluctuations and become highly efficient reality construction tools. You literally start to perceive a different world as your subconscious filter shifts its focus from identifying threats and lacks to recognizing opportunities and confirmations of your new abundant reality. This realization places immense responsibility on the individual, highlighting that every emotional reaction and sustained thought is an active vote for the continuation of your current reality structure. There is no neutral thought. Every moment of mental activity is either reinforcing a limit or expanding a possibility. Choose wisely, for your beliefs are the unbreakable laws of your personal universe. The most pivotal moment in this journey is the realization that consciousness is not contained by the body, but is the very field from which all reality emerges. This is the turning point, the profound spiritual awakening when the limited, conditioned self recognizes itself as the unlimited, creative self. It is the moment you transcend the role of the passive observer, the spectator trapped within the fixed reality model, and fully grasp your identity as the active co-creator, standing at the interface between inner intention and outer manifestation. This expansion of awareness is not a gradual intellectual conclusion. It is often a sudden, visceral experience where the illusion of separation dissolves. You recognize that the reality previously perceived as external and separate is, in fact, the mirrored projection of your own energetic state. The rigid lines between self and universe blur, leading to the profound knowing that the power to shift reality resides not in external manipulation, but in the internal calibration of your own frequency. The shift occurs when you stop attempting to force reality and instead begin to witness its responsive nature. You move from the perspective of "I need to acquire this abundance" to the perspective of "I am the source of this abundance." This subtle but fundamental transition instantly changes the energetic relationship with your desires, moving them from future goals requiring struggle to present realities simply awaiting alignment and full embodiment. The recognition of reality as a co-creation between consciousness and the quantum field means understanding that the physical world is the result of focused energy meeting boundless potential. This realization releases immense pressure as you understand that the universe is not judging you. It is merely echoing the vibrational pattern you are emitting. If you feel this profound inner shift occurring within your own being, comment the keyword awareness below to anchor this new level of understanding. When awareness expands, synchronicities cease to be random occurrences and are recognized as the language of the universe, confirming your energetic alignment. These signs are the instantaneous feedback mechanisms of the quantum field, showing you that your internal intention is perfectly matching the external reality stream. The increased frequency of meaningful coincidences is proof that your personal reality tunnel is expanding, incorporating greater complexity, grace, and flow. This expanded awareness allows you to finally step out of the fear-based programming of the ego, which is always concerned with survival and scarcity. The ego thrives on the illusion of separation and the narrative of struggle. When consciousness expands, that narrative loses its grip, and the underlying truth, that the universe is fundamentally abundant and supportive, comes to the forefront, allowing decisions to be made from a space of trust and inherent worthiness. The resulting reality shift is instantaneous, even if the material manifestation takes chronological time to solidify. The internal world changes first. Emotional pain diminishes, anxiety related to the future vanishes, and a deep sense of peace emerges. This inner alignment automatically restructures the external environment, not because you fought for it, but because the new energetic blueprint necessitates a new physical outcome. To maintain this expanded state, constant vigilance is required to prevent the old, conditioned mind from pulling awareness back into the illusion of separation. It means deliberately choosing to hold the frequency of the desired reality, even when the current physical evidence contradicts it. This is the highest form of conscious co-creation. Embracing. This realization is embracing your divine sovereignty. You are no longer navigating a mysterious, unpredictable world. You are conducting an orchestra of possibility, where every thought and emotion acts as a powerful note, defining the melody of your life experience. The intellectual understanding of reality's fluid nature must be translated into daily practice to achieve lasting change. The process of reconstructing your understanding begins with observation training, a practice of metacognition designed to catch the subtle mechanics of your reality, filter in real time. This involves observing your thoughts and sensory inputs without judgment, asking, what am I prioritizing right now? Which emotions are currently coloring this scene? What unconscious belief is this observation reinforcing? This detached clinical observation dissolves the emotional charge of old patterns. Next is belief auditing, a deep and honest investigation into the fundamental assumptions you hold about worthiness, success, and love. Identify the core limiting beliefs, the codes that generate struggle, and systematically challenge their validity. For every limiting belief, create a corresponding expansive truth, e.g., replace "I must work hard for money" with "abundance flows to me through effortless service and joy." Write these new truths down and repeat them daily but critically. Couple them with genuine feeling to provide the necessary energetic fuel. Energetic alignment practices are essential because reality responds to vibration, not just words. This involves consistently managing your emotional state through tools like gratitude, meditation, and focused breathwork. Spending dedicated time each day immersing yourself in the feeling state of your desired reality, the joy of abundance, the peace of perfect health, is the highest form of reality creation. This elevated emotional frequency acts as a powerful beacon, drawing supportive people and circumstances toward you through the law of resonance. If you are receiving value from this deep dive into reality creation, please take a moment right now and hit the like button. It helps this essential wisdom reach more people who are ready to experience profound shifts in their lives. Intentional perception is the active practice of choosing the reality you want to experience in the moment. When confronted with ambiguous data, a challenge, a delayed payment, an unexpected conflict, instead of letting the old programming project fear, consciously choose to interpret the event as a positive sign of redirection or imminent breakthrough. Train yourself to see the good, the lesson, and the underlying support of the universe in every experience, effectively overwriting negative projections with expansive interpretations. The practice of conscious language must be implemented immediately. Eliminate all language of lack, victimhood, and struggle from your internal monologue and external dialogue. If you speak of financial constraint, you reinforce that reality's programming. Shift to language of possibility, gratitude, and ownership. I am currently expanding my financial boundaries, rather than "I can't afford that." Your words are literal commands to the quantum field. Dedicate time each day to visualization and sensory immersion. This is not passive daydreaming. It is the creation of a powerful, detailed blueprint. Use all 5 senses to experience the desired outcome. Feel the texture of the new reality. Hear the confirmations. Taste the success. The goal is to make the envisioned future so emotionally and sensually real that the subconscious mind accepts it as the current truth, compelling the body and the energetic field to move into alignment with that experience. The ultimate practice is maintaining non-attachment to the method or the timeline of manifestation. True trust in the universe means releasing the how and the when. Your job is to set the intention, hold the frequency, and then act upon the inspired guidance and signs that the universe provides. Clinging too tightly to a specific path introduces resistance, whereas relaxed trust allows the path of least resistance, the path of grace and flow, to unfold naturally. Reconstruction of reality is a continuous, joyful process, not a one-time fix. It requires living with the unwavering belief that your consciousness is powerful enough to define your experience, that the universe is benevolent, and that the only true limitation is the scope of your current energetic program. Embrace the discipline of conscious creation and watch the world around you restructure itself to match the magnificence of your inner truth. We have traversed the boundaries of accepted reality, moving from the illusion of the fixed external world into the dynamic, responsive quantum field of potential. The profound realization that changes everything is this: reality is not happening to you. It is happening through you, serving as a perfect mirror, reflecting the operational code of your deepest beliefs and energetic state. You are not a passive entity floating in a vast, indifferent cosmos. You are the active, sovereign, creative force situated at the epicenter of your own unique universe. The power unlocked by this knowledge carries immense responsibility. Once you know that your beliefs are not descriptions of reality, but the actual programs generating your experience of abundance, relationships, and health, you can no longer plead ignorance. Every fear, every sustained judgment, and every moment of self-doubt is now recognized as a potent command instructing the universe to limit your potential. Conversely, every moment of gratitude, faith, and intentional alignment is a command for grace, ease, and expansion. The journey now shifts from seeking external validation to perfecting internal alignment. Your primary work is to continuously audit your inner environment, ensuring that your dominant frequency is one of trust, high expectation, and unconditional worthiness. As you maintain this high-frequency state, the universe, the responsive quantum field, has no choice but to reorganize itself to deliver the tangible, material experience that resonates perfectly with the energy you embody. We urge you to internalize these concepts and commit to the practices of conscious creation. What is the one core limiting belief you are ready to audit and rewrite today? What does true abundance feel like in your body right now? Share your commitment in the comments below. If this discussion has sparked a fundamental shift in your understanding, remember to like this video, share it with someone else ready for this change, and most importantly, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss the tools you need to master your inner world and create the magnificent reality you deserve.